Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And welcome to the review of Impact Wrestling. This week's show was a good show, uh, good wrestling. Nothing so special, I think, but still, it was a good show, good wrestling, solid wrestling. And the show actually started off with actually the situation that was being played out last week because this was a fallout show of Against All Odds where Moose actually was attacked by Young Bucks and Sammy Callihan came out. He was fired. So whole situation was being addressed into a video package, and then we saw Moose was approached to ScottDAmore, and he's upset with how this all pan out, and he's reminded that he wants some decision, and ScottDAmore says that he will be having a decision as soon as possible, as Anthem is sending a member because Anthem Sports Entertainment has the majority stake at Impact Wrestling. So Anthem board. So that was a good storyline there in the starting. I mean, I was kind of excited who would come from Anthem or something. Is it a kind of a corporate kind of thing that they are doing, or maybe we could get a return or something that I thought about. So Anthem is sending a member of board to Impact Zone. So that was a great, interesting start to Impact show. So some few weeks Impact has been very interesting because of this storyline, because of this Impact AEW thing. Its Impact is good at wrestling as well as the storyline progression is also well as well. So one of the best weekly show that we are seeing right now. All of the. I mean, if you consider WWE as well, one of the best show of the week, Impact Wrestling, that I look upon, and it's enjoyable. And the first match we actually saw was TJP versus Black Taurus, and Black Taurus with Crazy Steve, while TJP was Falaba. So I think they are going for the tag team division, maybe, I think so. But still, this was a very good match. TJP, we know how he is. Simple stuff. All the things that we have seen. Black Taurus, I mean, Black Taurus and TGP had a very good chemistry, man. I mean, TGP is so fast and quick and agile, and his aerial maneuvers are so good. But he was catching up with Black Taurus. Black Taurus was catching up with TJP. I mean, in such a size, he's doing so good, and he's hold after hold, escaping the wrist lock, backbreaker, near fall, and that was good to see. And we also this was a fast-paced action. This was short, but still this was a good. But after the match, we saw. TGP actually won the match, but after the match, Moose actually jumps on TGP and he attacks TGP. I mean, I understood why he was, because at the end of the promo in the opening show, that he said that I would be demanding you. I would be creating an attention for you. So that was this, and he wants to create an attention, and he grabs a chair and he sits down. He wants a clarity on his situation, and Moose attempts to hijack kind of the show, but Chris Sabin actually comes back after that. So they had the history, if you remember, back at the qualifying matches, Moose versus, I think, Chris Sabin. So Moose actually attacked Chris Sabin on his knee. So he was out before Under Siege. So before the six-way match in Under Siege. So a nice return there. So he had laid out challenge on Moose at Slammiversary. So I don't know what they are doing. I mean, is Moose gonna be completely out of this Impact Championship picture, going on with Chris Sabin? I don't know. Maybe Chris Sabin getting into the championship picture, that would be good as well. I mean, they did show in the show the flashback moment of Chris Sabin winning the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. So maybe kind of a tease right there that they had. So this had a good action. This was a good match, and then we next see a segment where Ace Austin and Rohit Raju is arguing in front of Matt Van Fulton, and they are planning to have a partnership to level the playing field, and which Rohit kind of hesitantly accept, because the Ultimate X is going to be back. I mean, so I'm so excited, man. I mean, I remember I watching Ultimate X matches over and over in YouTube and in other places, and it's so good to see right now. still as well. So it's good to see Ultimate X back to the Impact Wrestling. So it would be great. So Ace Austin and Rohit Raju are kind of creating a partnership. Rohit Raju hesitantly accepts that, and then we catch up with Chris Sabin of his opinion, and who goes off on Moose. That's challenging him to a match at Slammiversary, and then we get to the second action. This was also good action. Madman Fulton versus George Alexander. So Ace Austin with Ace Austin, and this was a good match. George Alexander, Madman Fulton. Madman Fulton showed the power, strength moves, while George Alexander is a good technical wrestler, as we know about all his matches we have seen. So he actually uses his quickness to take an early advantage, but Fulton actually grabs him with power moves by suplex throw, a big boot, and all of the backbreaker and all. And Fulton actually Fulton actually tried to escape the ankle lock, but heeds divine intervention, and gets the pinfall victory. This was short as well, but this was good as well. Nice pace right there. So short matches, but this was a good solid action right there, and some good wrestling that Impact actually does upon. Nothing so special, but their best talents they are showing it. And Madman Fulton is also a very good talent, and so actually Ace Austin actually. DQ this match, attacks him immediately, but he gets a victory. But he after the match he actually attacks Josh Alexander, but PT Williams comes for the save, and then Rohit Raju comes out. So all the X Division guys comes out, kind of a slow build up right there, and that was good to see. Rohit saves Ace Austin then, and they have the kind of victory kind of hand raise up. So they are having kind of a team where Mahabali Shera also come out, and he looked great as well. Trey Miguel also came out, and he also hit Shera. Shera makes his return. He takes out everyone. He looks strong. He looks menacing. He looks very smart. In looks he was very good. 100% healthy, and finishing with a choke slam backbreaker on Josh Alexander. And Rohit Raju, Mahabali Shera, Ace Austin, Madman Fulton have kind of alignment with their hands raised. So that would be great. I mean, if you see both big guys, and they are really having a kind of a good time storyline that's going on, and that's gonna end into a bad thing where Madman Fulton versus Shera, and that's the match. I from the start I have said that I want to see this match. This will be a very good match. Big behemoths facing out, and just a very good storyline progression right there. So then we got Bill W Morrissey looks. Uh, Kind of having his interview as he walks along just there. And then we get to the debut of Steve Macklin, aka Steve Cutler of WWE. So Steve Macklin makes his debut against Jason Page, and he's a new guy, and he has this kind of a squash match, but he has his some offense as well. But Steve Macklin was great here, very good clothesline and all. Was very aggressive at this match. Page Macklin actually clothesline Page out of his boots before hammering with him with elbows over and over again onto the neck. And Macklin hits a sit out lifting reverse DDT to win. And this was a good squash match, just to have a good looking for Steve Macklin's debut. And then we get to the knockouts division match, and this was Tenel Dashwood versus Rachel Running. So kind of a repetitive match right there. So we also saw Tenel Dashwood and Rachel Ellering and Jordan Grace. They're kind of teasing, and Jordan Grace is not kind of interested of how the situation is playing, because they are getting losing each and every time in that knockout tag team championship. So that's what they are saying. So she's very kind of at the very wrong side right now, and Rachel Ellering tries to tries to understand her, but she's not understanding. So maybe we can see Jordan Grace turning heel or something at Slammiversary, maybe kind of a spilling the beans kind of thing that we saw. So Tenil Dashwood was Rachel Ring. This was a bit long for my liking, but still this was a good match, well worked match. Tenil Dashwood if shenanigans are not played out by Tenil Dashwood, she does wrestling very well. She's very good in the ring. She has experience. Even Rachel Ellering is also good, and they have the chemistry that they have, because so much matches they had. So much matches, just like Charlotte versus Asuka in WWEC. So not at the level of that, I would say, not comparing thing, but Tenel Dashwood and Rachel Ring, they had a good chemistry. They were good at it. Actually, Caleb had the distraction and all going, and Tenel had the that cunning, quirky kind of quirky kind of things that she do to gain the gain the upper advantage. Rachel running with her power moves, so that was good. That was a good display for Rachel as well. So good match, but a bit long there. Solid action, I would say. And then we saw Fire and Flavor. Actually. He's bragging about their knockout tag team, and no one is knockout tag team championship, and no one is there to no one is there to defend them. And they actually ask a janitor and force them to acknowledge them as the best tag team. And then actually they go to Dumpster, and then they also says to him to acknowledge them. And then comes Rosemary Havoc, and I actually thought about that they are going with this route, and Rosemary Havoc is gonna challenge for the, I think so. They didn't confirm that, so but this is the match. Next week there's gonna be a singles match. Kiera Hogan versus I think it was I don't remember it. Uh, I think it is Rosemary, Kiera Hogan versus Rosemary, kind of singles match, right there. So kind of a slow build right there. So good booking for next week. And Kiera is tossed by Havoc into the dumpster with a trash bag labeled Mickey. I mean, that was a kind of a so that was a kind of a mocking to WWE, I think so, Mickey. And I don't know. I think so. That was a mock. And this was a main event: Satoshi Kojima versus Rhino. And this is stipulation kind of that if Kojima wins, he and Eddie Edwards gets a tag title show. So Kojima and Eddie Edwards are going for the tag title. So that's good. Nice addition right there. So Satoshi Kojima is also such an experience that they are bring about in the Impact Wrestling time. So that's good. And Rhino eventually was in the offensive, and he was dominating Satoshi Kojima. Kind of a babyface heel story that was there in this match. Satoshi Kojima was showing his resilience, and finally he comes back with the machine gun chops and with his this experience advantage with the DDT and with the cutter, and he connects with the lariat to win. So okay match, I would say. Nothing to say bad about. Kind of a solid match right there. And then we get to the main event picture where Josh and actually him and Edwards, Kojima and Edwards are certainly, I think so, is getting the title shot next week for the Impact World Tag Team Championship against Violent by Design. So that's good. So then we go. So next segment, Josh and D'Lo run through next card as Sami Callihan is heard and eventually shown in the ring, and eventually shown in the ring inviting authorities. And Callihan is in the ring threatening securities, and Demore appears but reminds him for that once, and he's on Callihan accepts and accepts, and Callis actually comes down the ramp, and he's feeling confident. They argue he was actually Demore was kind of saying that they are in the building. So I thought about that. Maybe they are saving it for next week or so because the time is out, kind of thing, and maybe they will do next week. Maybe we don't know. So, but they did do. But this was not exciting. This was a kind of a bummer because Tommy Dreamer's music hits and he comes out. He reveals that he is the one who is gonna be having the discussion on this, and he reveals that Anthem has sent him to deliver news. And ScottDAmore is shocked, and ScottDAmore is not understanding what they did, and he says Callihan has been reinstated and Don Callis has been fired, and he's livid. And he also said you are a Bruce Pritchard bastard, kind of thing, he said. So so that was a kind of a mock there, right there as well for Bruce Pritchard. I don't know, it just came out of his instinct or something. Sometimes D'Amore is so good, and D'Amore is the best talker in kind of one of the best talker in Impact Wrestling right now. His segment, his promo segment is very good to listen, and he has certainly added an advantage for Kenny Omega's character. Sure about that. And Callihan actually catches him the back to tell that he will bash Omega, and he will finish him, and he will make him watch as as this episode ends. So the ending segment was good, but still Tommy Dreamer was kind of a bummer for me. But still, this was a good solid show and a kind of a nice build up right there for Knockouts Tag Team Championship as well as for X Division and. Impact World Tag Team Championship as well, and Heavyweight Championship, World Championship. That's also so slow build up right there. Nothing to say special about, but a solid show, I would say. So this was the review of this week's Impact Wrestling. Good show, good solid show to watch through. So I hope you like this review. So please sure to make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. And I will see you guys in the next review. Until then, be safe, stay energetic. Peace, guys.